When I made the video on compassion and escapism, a lot of people commented on one specific part, and that was the part about narcissism. I had a think and decided that maybe I could make a video on how to spot red flags. And so what I did is I wrote down all the common red flags I could think of, things that you would see in the furry community and in VRChat, and this video is the result. These are based on mine and my friends' experiences. I will give each example a rating. Remember, some red flags by themselves might not matter at all, and you really need to keep that in mind if you think you spot some of these. Just because a person might occasionally, rarely show one, it might not mean much. Ask yourself, is this a regular thing or not? Anyway, on with the video. The zoophile icon. The Zeta Symbol, or Zeta Symbol if you are American. This applies to the furry fandom. This symbol is a dog whistle used by zoophiles on social media to identify themselves to those who know about it. It goes without saying, stay away from them. No one should be attracted to actual animals, and if they are, they need to see a doctor, not embrace it. This is one of the biggest red flags there are. 10 out of 10, stay away. Gaslighting. Oh hey, I'm here now. Oh, there you are. Well, why are you so late? You said to be here at 9. No, I said to be here at 7. No, you didn't. You said 9. I did. I have the messages to prove it. Let me just check Telegram. Hold on a moment. Wait. Did you delete the messages? No? Yes, you did. This was only a day ago. I think I recall it clearly. You think, but you're not sure. You're losing your memory. You clearly said 9. This is a very silly, simple example of gaslighting. The term comes from a play where a husband is dimming the gaslights little by little and then lying about it, which makes his wife think that she is just imagining things. So basically it's when someone is intentionally trying to confuse another person to the point where the other person doesn't know what's real. This can get really bad because it can devolve further into making the other person think you are the only source of truth, therefore becoming dependent on them. It's a classic sign of abuse, and it's something that narcissists love to do. 9 out of 10, avoid. A person who says age doesn't matter in VRChat and loves to hang with kids. This is a VRChat specific one, but well, actually no, that's not true. Honestly, it can branch into a lot of other online things. A person who says that age doesn't matter in VRChat and then loves to hang with kids. It's a huge red flag. I'm not talking about occasionally seeing a singular individual who joins a world that this person's in who's barely 18 or below and they barely see them in a blue moon or something. I'm talking about someone whose favourite thing seems to be joining public worlds and talking to kids and thinks that being friends with lots of them is not inappropriate in any way. 10 out of 10, stay well away. Violation of insignificant boundaries. Damn, I really wish you were not straight. I'd love to ERP with you. Thanks. I mean, damn it, it's really frustrating. I just really want to, though. Okay, I get the point. It was flattering at first, but can you not do this every single time I meet you? Oh, come on, it's just VRChat. What could I even do? I just find you hot. Thanks, but I told you to tone it down. Oh, it's just a little bit of fun. There's no harm in it. You're being a prude. It makes me uncomfortable, though. Damn, that ass! Do you mind if I take a few pictures? Are you even listening to me? People who violate boundaries because they think they are insignificant. How people feel about boundaries is subjective, and you need to respect their views. It doesn't matter if you think they are small or not. It's their boundary. Respect them. Yes, I used that example because sometimes that does happen. It's harmless, usually, but it's when it's a repeat thing, that's when it can get on my nerves, particularly. For a lot of other people, though, it can be quite harmful. I'm going to rate this a 6 out of 10. Changing their name or identity often. They seem to change their name and identity often, every few months. No, I'm not talking about changing their gender or creating a new persona or something like that. What I'm talking about is every so often this person creates a new social media account and completely disassociates with their previous identity to the point that they will just deny that it's even them, especially to new people that they meet. Often there is a reason why they are doing this, and in my experience most of the time it's not good. They could be avoiding something, some controversy that follows them around. This one applies mostly to the furry fandom, and I'm going to rate this a 7 out of 10 on the red flag scale. Cannot explain where all their old friends went. Oh, I'm so glad I met you. All of my other friends just left me behind, but you didn't. I love spending time with you. Oh, you're welcome. Why did your previous friend group leave you? Oh, I don't know. What? Like, not at all? You have no idea? Nope, they just all stopped talking to me. What about other friends beside them? All left me as well. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. If a person claims that all their previous friends and friend groups have left them over and over and cannot give any sort of explanation, the likely reason is that they drove their friends away but do not want to explain why. I've had a couple of people like this, and both times it was because they had either done something to do with sexual misconduct, or in the other case they were a giant homophobe and transphobe. In saying that, sometimes they may be telling the truth. You might be good to sort of drill down a bit if you suspect something is amiss. This is an 8 out of 10 for me, and it happens much more often in VRChat than it does in real life. Someone who claims to be a good person all the time. Oh, I love helping people. I help all my friends too. I am their support animal. Some people call me emotional support bean. I love helping people talk through their issues, you see. I also help people financially as well. I'm just happy to give money away, no strings attached, you know, to people that really need it. My friends really need me, and I'm very supportive and caring to all of them. Well, I've got to go now, but I'll see you later. Oh, if any of you need me for anything at all, just reach out. I'll be glad to help. I try and be the bestest, goodest person I can be. This is a weird one, because a lot of people might not get it, but just hear me out. A person doesn't need to tell you that they are a good person. It shows through itself. It's like a person describing themselves as nice. It isn't up to them to judge. It's up to everyone else to make that decision for themselves. How many people have you ever talked to who describe themselves as being a nice person, and then they are the exact opposite? Someone who talks about how good they are to their friends and how their friends need them so much, and what a good person they are and how caring they are, is usually an extremely toxic narcissist. This applies a lot in real life, and it can happen anywhere. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. Controlling the perceptions of others. So I was hanging with Shade Hoof the other day. We were watching The Outsider on Netflix, and it's actually pretty good. Oh wait, Shadehoof. You shouldn't hang with them. Why not? They're just bad. You're gonna have to trust me on this. Well, I've known them for years. I've never had any issues. What's your problem with them? Oh, they're an asshole. They are a really toxic person, trust me. Okay. Well, anyway, afterwards we went to see Solar, and she's doing really well. Oh, Solar as well? Oh, gosh, she's even worse. You really need to stay away from her as well. Why? What did she do? Should I mention that Ember was there as well? Oh, Ember too? Man, you are hanging with the worst crowd. You should cut ties with all of them, trust me. If a single person is trying to control how you view other people, and I'm not talking about the perceptions of, like, one individual, I mean many people, this is actually a classic sign of narcissism. If this happens to you, ask the people who they are complaining about in private if they have any sort of issue with them. If they all start coming back with the same story, that is a huge red flag. They are almost definitely a narcissist. 9 out of 10. Avoid. Constantly the innocent victim. Then they took away all my admin privileges and then they kicked me from the server. This is what happened last time as well. Everyone just doesn't seem to like it when you challenge them or when you try and show that you have a good moral compass or something. It feels like I just make enemies wherever I go. So this has happened before? Loads of times. This one time, I had a friend who I was really close with, but we got into an argument one time about ethics, and he just blocked me, and that really hurt. And another time, I was physically assaulted at a convention for no reason, for no reason whatsoever, and the staff did nothing. Can you believe that? They just ignored everything I had to say. You seem to be the victim of other people's bad behaviour quite a lot. Yeah, I am. I don't know why I'm so lucky. I once also got banned from a meetup group because I got into a disagreement over something that was really small. A person who constantly seems to be a victim in, well, everything. I'm not talking about actual abuse victims here, I want to make that clear. I'm talking about people who seem to be victims of, well, everything under the sun. They are often not victims at all. They could either be making all of this up, which isn't good, or they are in fact the instigators of all their issues, but refuse to take responsibility for their actions. Often, it's the latter. This is a 7 out of 10 for me. It's also a warning sign that they have narcissistic traits. They keep turning up to busy worlds with a new visitor friend over and over. Hey Vox, meet my new friend. His name is Rainbow Ripper 1337. Oh, hi. Hey Vox, nice to meet you. Hey Vox, meet my new friend. His name is Gold Snoot V7149. Hey Vox, nice to see you. You seem to have the same voice as the last person you introduced me to. Are you the same person? No, that's not me. I'm new. I don't know who you're talking about. Hey Vox, meet my new friend. Her name is Avatar Ripper 2023.
Hey, how's it going?
That's an interesting voice mod. What do you mean? That's their voice. That's their voice. That's their normal voice. That's their totally real normal voice. I've had this happen a few times. A person keeps bringing another new person into VRChat every time you see them, and they also happen to be a new user, and it's often clear that it's actually the same individual again and again. This is a big warning sign that their account is being repeatedly banned or something. In all likelihood, they are an avatar ripper, and they are being brought into populated worlds so they can get a lot of avatars before they are banned again. I know at the time of recording this, that website is due to go away, but I promise it will come back in one form or another. Be vigilant. This is an 8 out of 10, and it's VRChat specific. Loves a position of authority. My dad once told me this: those who seek power shouldn't have it. You will have probably come across this type of person before if you are in the furry fandom, because sadly it's quite prevalent here. So this is a person who tries to sweet talk people into letting them be a mod or an admin, even though they are not experienced at doing it, or perhaps a con-goer begging to be a member of staff for no other reason other than just being in charge. To them, authority is an irresistible desire to be irresistibly desired. This can be hard to spot unless you are in a position of authority yourself, and you can see them trying to muscle their way in. Often when they get to a position of power, they just do nothing. They contribute nothing, and just sometimes make rules based on their own opinion and no one else's. These type of people often act like they are experts as well, which is a sterling example of the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is very common in the furry fandom, sadly, as I said before. This is going to be a 7 out of 10 for me. Brags about how many popufurs they know. Oh, I was at that Poppyfurs room party last year. Oh, it was so fun. And after that, I went to another Poppyfurs party. Oh, I'm friends with the chairman of that con as well, by the way. In fact, I saw them last week. I'm best friends with the YouTuber Poppyfur87. We go way back. Back when we were in school, we did this thing, right? Well, so for those that don't know, a Poppyfur or Popufur is someone in the furry fandom who is very popular. Think the VRChat equivalent of Lolathon or something. The furry equivalent would be someone like, I don't know, Silver Fox or someone. That's the first person that came to my head. They're often a creator, they make art or fursuits or something like that. But anyway, this is a simple one. A person that loves to clout chase. It's a bad look. It's pretty harmless, but it doesn't look good and it can get really tiring. This is a 3 out of 10, and it applies mostly to the furry fandom. When everything is about one person. So, where are you from? I'm from England. Oh, England! I visited there once. It was great. I did lots of really fun touristy stuff in London. Oh, I'm from the UK too, Yorkshire. Oh, whereabouts in Yorkshire? Oh, Yorkshire! I visited there as well. I was in North Yorkshire, beautiful place. I think I visited a beer brewery there. There's a new whiskey distillery opening up there soon. Oh, really? Whereabouts is that? Because I didn't hear whiskey? Oh, I love whiskey. A Yorkshire whiskey. Oh, I didn't realise such a thing existed. Yeah. Whereabouts? I think it's in Selby? Oh, that's not that far from me. Selby? Oh, I've never been there. Or maybe I passed through it when I was travelling through Europe. Oh, my favourite place was France. I went to Paris. Have you been to France? Because I have. I had such a great time. I saw the Eiffel Tower. A person who constantly tries to steer the conversation to themselves can be a bad sign. It gets very annoying. It's not always malicious, however, sometimes it's just down to having bad social skills. This isn't that harmful, but as I said, it's annoying. It's a small red flag. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 10 on the scale. A minor lying about their age or an adult pretending to be a minor. This one doesn't actually need much explanation. If you find out a person you have been spending time with online or in VRChat is a minor, but they were lying about it the whole time, this is a massive red flag. They might have done something like this to get into more adult chats or into adult VRChat events and things like that, which is probably illegal. The same goes for adults who do the opposite, pretending to be a minor and then hanging with children. There is no reason for a person to do this, and it's extremely creepy. 10 out of 10. Applies mostly to VRChat, but also some online stuff. I had the idea of making this video months ago, but I never went with it because it's risky. It comes with certain ironies as well. It also has the potential to teach some narcissists what to try and avoid, and the majority of the time they won't look into that because they don't actually want to be better. Telling others what they should think of others is a red flag, as I said earlier. Ultimately, I went ahead with this anyway because I think it's better to arm people with knowledge and let them see for themselves. I would rather a person make a mistake and then make up for it than falling victim. I know I would much rather have that happen to me. It's always sort of a cat and mouse when these sort of things happen with narcissists, and I will never be able to be the ultimate source of truth, nor give some wise words that make it impossible for you to be taken advantage of. And I'm not going to make the claim that I will never get things wrong, because I do. I've misjudged people in the past, and I've had to deal with that. I made a video about compassion, but I know that what I'm doing now could just be seen as the opposite of that. But in my head, it's all about balance, compassion with wisdom, because I think it's foolish to be 100% compassionate all the time. That's what leads you to becoming a victim and just getting burned out. In an ideal world, we wouldn't have to try and pass on any knowledge that there are bad actors out there, but we don't live in an ideal world, do we? It's a rather sobering thought, isn't it?